Project Runway. This is designer Raphael Cox. I am based out of Atlanta, Georgia. I am 27. Please don't tell nobody else that. And I am casting for season 9. A little background about me. I grew up in California and moved to Atlanta, Georgia in 95. My mom and all her family is based here. But I was born in New Mexico. I have 3 older brothers. No, do I? Sorry, 2 older brothers and 1 older sister. I'm the baby, of course. And where did I start in fashion is actually I started in Alabama. I was actually a history education major to begin with, and I noticed that I was taking a little bit too long to get dressed. And other people were starting to notice that. So within the history education class 101, we had to sit in an elementary school for an hour for the rest of the semester, basically to, I guess, learn these children's behaviors, as if I was paying attention, but I was. But so every time I would go to the elementary school, I was always late, fashionably late at that. So one of the students, one of the 3rd graders actually approached me and asked me about my outfits. He goes, "How do you come up with these concoctions of outfits?" And I asked him to spell concoctions, and he didn't know how to, so he ended up explaining to me what his question was, derived from, blah, 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 blah. So I told him basically that it's not really anything that I think about. It's just something that I do when I wake up. I feel, and I just go with that emotion. And at that point, the teacher kind of came over to me and told me to tone down my dressing. I wasn't doing too much. I was just, I was just being trendy. That's what I'll say. But if you're going into elementary school, I understand her point of view, but my point of view was I wanted to wear what I wanted to wear. And that's the bottom line. So from there, I changed my major to fashion design. I was here in the Atlanta area. I did a lot of the college shows, the Clark Atlanta University, the Morehouse College shows. I did some other shows in Atlanta. And just really allow that to be my foundation, really allow that to be my base to, the whole training. Within this industry, I think we all know that within years, you become more confident. You learn more about the craftsmanship of garments. You just learn more about your technique and your aesthetic. So I'm really glad that I took that avenue because it really allowed me to, one, make the mistakes that I needed to, but then also to learn a woman's body, learn to construct clothes, learn the proper way to do that. So from there, I just was still working retail at Nordstrom here in Atlanta. I was in their high-end department area, and even when I was at work, I was still learning fashion. I was looking at how these Chanel blouses were constructed. I wanted to, I used to bring in Balenciaga just to look at it. So from there, I learned how, these designer pieces were manufactured, produced, and then I learned how their line sheets looked. I learned how, they sent out these wholesale prices. I learned the behind the scenes as well as what a consumer wanted. And from there, I just took all that knowledge and I ended up leaving Nordstrom in 2008 and have been independently designing on my own now. I did have a manufacturer, but it didn't quite work out because the prices were too high. So I decided to produce all of my own garments, and luckily everything went well for my Spring/Summer 2011 collection. It was picked up by 7 stores here in Atlanta, 7 boutiques. And it was just very well received. I've gotten a lot of press. I've gotten a lot of, great opportunities to work with a lot of interesting people here in Atlanta. And I just feel honestly blessed because it's one thing to construct something on your own and then to show it to somebody, because really it's 5 minutes. Or it's really just a glance. Somebody could just look at something and say, oh, it's cute, or not even say anything at all. So for my collection to be reviewed and to be accepted the way it was, I'm just honored and floored, especially for this to be my first go-around selling my collection to different stores. Speaking of collection, let me show you my Spring/Summer 2011 collection. The collection really was simplistic within design, but just really geometric. My aesthetic is really geometric. I love geometric shades. I love doing things in 3. And within all the pieces that I'll show you, you can kind of see, the whole asymmetry of everything. This is the Jetson blouse from the Spring/Summer 2011 collection. And it's a dull satin, really simple. Kind of has a little futuristic cap, sleeve. And then in the back, it has the exposed zipper, like I told you. I just was in love with zippers. Is the Tammy jacket. And within this collection too, you also see a lot of reworked denim. Within this denim is actually from a thrift store, and it actually is just basically I cut the jeans. It was jean denim. I cut the jeans up, sewed the seams together like this is a seam, you know, from the side vest. The Bella vest pretty much is once again reworked denim that I bought from a thrift store. This is the butt pocket and it has like a little vinyl. Right here is the zipper piper detailing. It also has it in the little cap on the sleeve, zipper piper detailing, as well as these hip blades. As you see more, this dress has gotten a lot of press. It was actually worn by Dee Wood. She's a former member of MTV's Making the Band, Danity Kane. And once again, very form-fitting, very sexy, edgy but chic. It has zipper piper detailing on the sweetheart cut of the bodice. This here is sheer, and then it has the same cap sleeve as that I personally made for myself. Yeah, men's and women's, right. That was really almost like an inspiration for the rest of the collection. And it really captured who I am as a designer because this is the way that I would want to dress every day if I could, like making myself stuff. But as you can see, it has the same detailing, the 3 panels. You know, the kind of asymmetrical, kind of like futuristic, but I didn't want to do over the top futuristic. I wanted to keep it realistic. So I kind of just made sure it was toned down but still appealing to the eye. And then in the front is the gold exposed zipper in the front, as well as these hip blades. The dresses that I'm going to show you will have kind of hip blades similar to this, but as you can see, it has the power of the 3 and the hip blades, very form-fitting. And in the back, the blades are much shorter, you know, to show off my silhouette. And this dress has been worn by social deaf recording artist Dondria. I've done a few pieces for her. We've worked together a few times. Really sweet girl. She loves my stuff. She wears it very well. She likes young, youthful clothes, but still distinctive with an appeal. And this has the sweetheart cut, and then the asymmetrical one sleeve, very form-fitting. The next dress I'll show you is a Sophia dress. This dress is pretty much like I told you. It has the hip blades that I was describing to you. It still has the zipper piper detailing like the other pieces, as well as here within this cutout. Very form-fitting, stretch satin, and then we have our gold exposed zipper in the back. This piece, I know you're wondering why it's red sequin. But it was for Candy Burris and the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and it was for a holiday Christmas performance. She wanted a leotard, and we went with red sequins for Christmas, and sheer. It's really cute on, very simplistic. She's a really sweet lady, and she wore it for a Christmas performance here in Atlanta. The dress that I made for Erin Andrews from Dancing with the Stars, as well as ESPN. And this was for a award show that she was attending. She loved color and she loved ruffles, so she wanted to be feminine for the night, so I gave her both color and ruffles. And it's the lower back as well as with the ruffles coming down. Competition here in Atlanta. Basically, the inspiration was roses, and I kind of wanted to capture a rose because to me a rose is something that is so distinctive. When you see a rose, you look at it, you know it's beautiful. You know the quality of its beauty, whether it's tarnished or in its rare form. So I left the edges of the ruffles unfinished because I wanted to capture a rose no matter where it was. If it was standing alone by itself on the ground or if it was amongst other roses, it would still capture attention because it was a rose. Reminds me of myself. Yeah, so that is my spring summer 2011 collection, and once again I'm designer Raphael Cox from Atlanta, and I won't tell you my age again, so hope to hear from you soon. Thank you.